All right, my friend Jose Vergara is here today with the El Toro Water District. And today, sir, we are talking about really one topic. And we're talking about a proposition that will be on the November ballot, Proposition 3. And over the years, we've had some water bond acts, and this is another one that's coming up. So maybe kind of give us a background. I know one was approved, I thought like maybe 3-4 years ago. I might be wrong on that.
Yeah, well, thank you, Ken, first for giving me the chance to come here. Getting close to elections, so people start asking questions.
Yeah.
I have friends who ask me, what is this and how to vote? First, and I want a disclaimer, as an elected official, as a citizen, I cannot tell anybody how to vote. This is a conscious effort that everybody has to do. And as a friend, I also do the same. Tell them this is your own decision.
Yeah.
I do want to educate people in something I know.
Sure.
And this is the case, for example, in this type of bonds, there is definitely something that people need to know, because these initiatives are far complicated and they write it in a way that is hard to understand.
Yeah, it is.
You're right. In 2014, there was a water bond that was Prop 1. That was, I don't remember it, but I think I have the information somewhere. It was in the 7 billion something, and 85% of the money has been already allocated.
Okay.
Here you go.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. This was it. 2014. Okay.
Yeah. In this July, already have been 2.7 billion allocated.
Okay.
And then it was 5 point something.
Yeah, 4.8 funds will be exhausted by next year. Exactly. So you're right. That comes out to 7, whatever, 7, 8.
This proposed Prop 3 is built basically following the leads of Prop 14.
Okay.
The 2014 water bond. And in fact, it is called the Water Infrastructure Watershed Conservation Bond Initiative.
All right.
That's the middle name. The short name is the Water Bond Act of 2018. Okay. In fact, the real name is a very, very long. I cannot even memorize it. But has to do with water quality, environmental protection, watershed restoration, and all that. And this water bond is definitely an $8.9 billion bond.
Okay.
That will be paid with the General Obligation Fund. During the 40 year of this bond, it will accrue an interest of 8.4 billion. Okay. So the total will be in the 17.3 billion that will have to be paid by the General Obligation Fund. Okay. That gives an average of 433 million per year. That's the reason people say, well, this is a tax. But this bond, the Prop 3, it was an initiative process. It was a number of signatures collected. It made it. There was a gentleman named Jerry Merrill, who was Secretary of Resources in California years ago. And it has really a portion of funds for everybody in the States. That's the reason you will hardly find somebody opposing it, because whether it is water or it is environment, there is a portion for everybody. So El Toro Water District made the decision to support it because, as you know, El Toro depends completely on imported water. Right. And we're limited to the things that we can get from Northern California and from the Colorado River. So having alternatives to water, to local water, such as recycled water, which is what we have been doing, it is good for us. The reason we cannot do more is because of money. But if there is a chance that in Prop 3 we'll allocate some money to projects that we really want to do, that's the reason we're supporting it. Because there is an opportunity that we may actually be able to fund projects from that. So we adopted a resolution supporting this. Okay. I'm not telling anybody you vote for it or not. I will tell them that the board supported. So did a lot of water agencies in California and environmental agencies too. So this has been, over the state, has been a success in terms of support. Okay. I don't know of anybody opposing yet.
Okay.
So
The biggest question I think I would have, and a lot of people have, is like, okay, this is fine if we spend this amount of money over time. If this is going to really help us in drought seasons, if it's going to move the water around the state and go ahead and beef up our infrastructure, our dams and all this, maybe new water storage areas and things like that for runoff. I think, that's probably the main question people have. Along with that, a lot of people go, well, you know what, we get a lot of bonds for a lot of different things. We never know where the money ends up, and does it move its way into something that has nothing to do with the thing it was supposed to. And you know what I'm talking about.
Well, I know where you're coming from. The truth is that there has been several water bonds. In fact, in June we had one, Prop 68, that was called also the water bond, and had very little water on it.
Yeah, yes.
It was more towards other aspect of the environment, but they call it water bond. So they have been using the name of water in vain, basically.
Right.
But that's the difference with this water bond. There is real wet water there.
Okay.
So there is enough money there for lots of real projects that produce real water.
Okay.
And that's the reason most of the water agencies are supporting this so far. Comments on the negative, the only concern I have heard from someone is that doesn't include, there is money for everybody, but doesn't include money for surface storage.
Okay.
Like to build reservoirs and dams.
Right.
And the answer from the proponent is, well, there is money for groundwater storage, because they think that groundwater storage is actually better.
Okay.
It's not subject to evaporation.
Okay.
There are divided opinions there, because to store water in the groundwater, you really have to have certain conditions, which can be met if there is plenty of money.
Okay.
In general, I think the water bond will allow projects like recycled water, and that's what we have done. In El Toro, we finished 2 years ago, we finished phase 1.
Yeah.
It's over 1,200 acre feet of recycled water. We just finished, we're finishing at this moment phase 2. It's about 200 and some more acres. We're gonna be starting now the retrofit of the connections. So by the end of the year, we'll be actually delivering water to those areas. And to our board meeting, we have customers coming and say, when are you gonna be building recycled water in my area? It is not that we don't like the area, it's that to get the water there is costly.
Right.
And also we need to have the water. So costly, if the proposition passes, we're gonna have some money.
Yeah.
Potentially to do that. And feasible has to be how much water can we recycle.
Okay.
Because remember, with the conservation effort, we have been reducing the recycled water that we can have. The sewer that comes from the houses is not the same.
Right.
So we don't have enough water. Eventually, we will have to do something about it. So,
yeah, that's a very interesting point.
But that's affecting everybody.
Yeah.
And not only the quantity, because now the quality of the sewer is thicker. You have the same amount of solid with less water. And this is causing some problems in the pipelines in many areas.
Is that because people are just using less water?
Yes.
So people are doing the right thing, but it also can have kind of a backwards effect.
Exactly.
Interesting.
So there is now a project. Somebody's actually doing some analysis on seeing what happened.
Yeah.
These are the unintended consequences of saving water.
Yeah.
We need to deal with what's happening. And this is, sometimes you have to flush 2 or 3 times.
Yeah.
So you can get rid of whatever.
Yeah.
You
Very
have
interesting.
there, so.
All right. Well, very good. This is, of course, going to be on the ballot in November. And I really appreciate you giving everyone an insight to this, because, again, people see bond measures and they go, was the money going to go where it's supposed to? How is it going to benefit my area and me personally? So I really appreciate it.
Yeah, well, thank you.
Yes, right here.
We have a website in the previous slide that people can go.
Okay, yes. In fact, I actually went on this yesterday, Ballotopia.
The list of projects that we have here is too long for me to read it.
Yeah.
So you can tell that there is basically every single project that we know about in California is there. So if you want to know more about it, go and read this proposition. You will see that the amount of money dedicated to water quality, the amount of water conservation, the amount of watershed protection, because this bill also focuses on protecting the waterways, the watersheds, so to maintain the habitat for certain species.
Yeah.
So it is a very comprehensive environmentally and water quality act.
And this is a good website. If you forget the long input there, just go to ballotopia.org, and then from there you can put in California Proposition 3. In fact, you can all the propositions, and a lot of things are there. They're non-biased. They do give opinions, but it is opinions of the same thing you get on the ballots. You know, if this group is for, this group is against, that sort of thing. But it's really a neat place to go. I like that. Website a lot. So, and that's where I found it. That's where I started reading about it. Good to see you, sir, as always. You take care.
Okay, thank you for having us.
And we'll be right back.